All right, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Secondly, want to give double honors to the elders apostles, the great millstone, rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. I also like to give another shout out to the head of the Man in Israel account, Ak Kazak, whom I teach under, down here in Greenville, South Carolina. All right. Also, like to give another shout out to Yeshua Akim throughout the four corners of the earth that's pushing this truth and all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. Also, like to give another shout out to you Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion coming back to our heritage in these last days. And I also like to give another shout out to you few outwath, you sisters out there that stand in order and doing what doing what y'all need to do in these last days. All right, to y'all, I like to say shalom. All right. And today's video, I'm gonna basically go into how slavery is mentioned in the Bible. Slavery is in the Bible, man. All right, because you got a lot of people that don't believe slavery is in the Bible. When you read the Bible, it tells you many different captivities that the Israelites went under, man. They think the Lord is just all loving, man. How is the Lord all loving when He had captivities all throughout the Bible, man? And we're in captivity right now, man. Right? Because the Israelites went into the Egyptians captivity, Egypt, right? We went into the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Persian Medes captivity, the Greeks captivity, the Romans captivity, and now right here the revived Roman Empire, America, man. So slavery is throughout the scriptures, man. Point blank, period. Whether if y'all believe it or not, right? And I'm going to get some scriptures proving, that slavery is in the Bible for you stupid ass Christians out there. All right, because like I said, y'all think the Lord is just all love and thinking he not going to put people in slavery, man. He put His own chosen nation in slavery, man. And guess what? You other heathen nations going to have to pay for that, man. All right. So the first scripture I'm going to kick it off with is Deuteronomy 28:68, right? This goes into the curses, man. Right, the curses of the Israelites, which are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Right? The Lord told us if we broke His laws, statutes, and commandments, He was going to put these curses on us. And and one of these curses was slavery, man. Right? Slavery was one of those curses that had to come, man. Right? And that's in the book of, we're about to get it right now, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh, Salakia. It says, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee in Egypt again with ships. Whoa, let's start right there. It said, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now we understand and we know through history that the Israelites never went back into the Egyptian captivity again. You can't find that nowhere through the scriptures nor in history that the Israelites went into slavery again in Egypt, man. No. All right, that's why the scriptures say precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So when we go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2, right, we got to understand, we got to see what that Egypt means, man. Right, you can't just read the scripture and just because it say Egypt, you just gonna go with it. No, it got a deeper meaning to it. What do Egypt mean? Right, we got to understand because, like I said, the Israelites never went into the Egyptian captivity again, or went into captivity in Egypt again, right? So we got to see what this Egypt is talking about, man, right? This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. It says, I am the Lord Yahweh thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is synonymous with bondage, meaning bondage, slavery, right? Another precept that comes to mind is Revelations 11 and verse 8. This to prove that this Egypt is America, man. Revelations 11 and 8. It says, "In their dead bodies shall lie in their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh Shai was crucified." You see that? It said, which is spiritually is called Sodom. Why is America is known as Sodom? Because look at the LG ... people, right? And it said Egypt. What do America have to do with Egypt? The bondage, the slavery, right? Why you think on the back of the dollar bill there's pyramids on those? Why? because America is modern day Egypt, man. Right? So when we go back to I about to say Egypt. When we go back to Deuteronomy, right? It says, "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again." You take out that Egypt and change it with bondage. It said, "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into bondage again with ships," meaning slavery again with ships. Now, how did the so-called Negroes get over here to the Americas? You should know this, man. And truly, man, honestly, a lot of people don't even know that, man, because they trying to stop teaching it in schools, man, slavery. All right, so that Egypt means America, man, a bondage, right? So the Lord said He's gonna bring us into Egypt again with ships. And like I said, how did we get over here? We didn't get over here by no train. We didn't get over here by no airplane, right? We didn't get over here by no damn cars or nothing. We got over here by ships, man, boats, man, right? It says, "By the way whereof I spake unto thee." So the way it said, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, meaning the way I said it, the way it's gonna happen. It said, "Thou shalt see it no more again," meaning we wasn't gonna see our homeland Jerusalem anymore, man. Right? It said, "Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you." You see that? The scripture said no man is gonna buy you. Meaning when you go to the Hebrew word for buy, meaning to redeem you out of this captivity. All right, you had Martin Luther King try it, right? You had Rosa Parks tried it, right? You had what's his name, Malcolm X, right? All these so-called leaders of our people, trying to get us out, which that's not the case, because we understand that there's only one person that's going to get us out of this captivity, and His name is Yahweh Shai, man. Not Jesus Christ, not Yeshua, right? It's Yahweh Shai, man. And the Father name being Yahweh, man. Right? It said that, "And there ye should be sold into your enemies." Who was sold into their enemies? The so-called Negroes, man. We was sold on those auction blocks, man. You know, the slaves were selling us, man. When we got off those cargo slave ships, man. You know, matter of fact, even Jeremiah, it's another precept, man. Even Jeremiah spoke on that, man. That we were gonna be serving our enemies, or sold into our enemies, man. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. It says, "And thou, even thyself," meaning me, you, him, all us, man. "And thou, even thyself, should discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee." You see that? We discontinued from my heritage, man. How did we discontinue from my heritage? Prime example, man. If you ever watch the TV show Roots, what did they do to Kunta Kinte when they beat him? It's when they hung him on the tree, and they whipped him. They whipped him and told him, "Your name is Toby, boy." And then Kunta Kinte said, "No, my name is Kunta Kinte is like, "No, my name ain't Toby, my name is Kunta Kinte, man." And they kept beating him until he said his damn name was Toby. That's how we got our heritage, beaten out of us, man. We discontinue from it, man. All right, when you discontinue from something, you stop doing it, man. Pretty much it's not there no more, man. When they discontinue something from the menu, a restaurant mean they don't got it anymore, man. And that was us. We didn't have our heritage, our God anymore, man. You see? It said, "And thou even thyself should discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee." See, the Lord said that He will cause us, showing you, the Lord, I was about to say it, the Lord, I don't want to say it. The Lord, pretty much the Lord is okay with slavery. I ain't gonna say He's okay with it, but He's the one who's doing it. He's the one putting people in slavery and getting them out of slavery, man. What the Lord said, "I set up one," and He basically bring down one and set it up another, man. You see? It says, "And thou even thyself should discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not." And what's that land? America, man. Right? America. You know, it says, and I will cause you to serve thy enemies. And who was thy enemies? The so-called white man, right? Not only just him, but it's mainly him. It's mainly him, but you know, it's mainly the so-called white man that's our enemy. But going back to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it lists all our enemies, man. Esau, right? Moab, Ammon, Ham, Elam, right? All of them, man. It said, I will cause you to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire, and my anger which shall burn forever. You see that? We pissed, the Lord off. So guess what? He put our asses in slavery, man. And we paying for it, truly. You see, we truly paying for it. But, the Lord about to get ready to get us out of this captivity, man. The elect is patiently waiting, Because, man, this shit is not it. But anyway, man. We're going to get the original. Revelation 13:10. It says, he that leadeth, and this future prophecy right here, showing the Lord is still dealing with, slavery, because these Christians, they're like to say, well, that was the Old Testament. He changed. Now he's an all-loving God. Well, this is in the New Testament. What does this mean? Right? It says, Revelation 13:10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And what is captivity? Slavery. Matter of fact, what's another name for captivity? Let's see what they got. Bondage, servitude, slavery. Come on, man. That's all we need. You see? Slavery, man. So it says, he that leadeth into, now let's change that word captivity, right? It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into I said it wrong. He that leadeth into slavery shall go into slavery. You see that? I just changed the words around, You see that? So, and who led us into captivity? All these nations led us into captivity. But who got us into captivity right now? The so-called white man. And guess what? They gonna get it the worst out of all the other nations, man. Because look at they went on a whole nother level than these other nations, man. Yeah, these other nations had us in slavery, but the so-called white nation, the Edomites, they did us the worst out of any, nation that had us in slavery, man. And that's why the Lord, gonna repay them, heavily, more than the other nations, man. Yeah, the other nations gonna get it, but Edom, the so-called white race, hey, man, they gonna get it the worst, man, right? But it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. You see that? The saints are patiently, waiting on this day, man. Right? And who are the saints? Because the saints not everybody. Because you have these stupid ass Christians, they like to say the saints are everybody, man. The saints are the Israelites, man. When you go into the precepts, man. It's one in Psalms, I believe it's 50:5. If not, it's 55:5. Yup. There we go. Psalms 50:5. It says, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And who made a covenant, with the Lord by sacrifice? The Israelites, man. That's in the book of Exodus, the 24th chapter. I believe starting at verse 5 on down to like verse 7 and 8, The saints are the Israelites, man. Just to prove that. So the saints are patiently waiting for captivity, for us to, get these heathens in captivity. That's what we patiently waiting for, man. Right? And this is going to get ugly. Trust and believe. All right? Matter of fact, that's in the book of Ezekiel, the 25th chapter. Right? Because, like I said, it's going to get ugly, man. That's in the Ezekiel 25 and verse... I'm going to start at verse 20. Ezekiel 25. And I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, thus said the Lord God, because that Edom had dwelt against the house of Judah. And who is the house of Judah? The so-called Negroes here in America. Right? Not just here in America, but we understand Judah is throughout the four corners of the earth. All tribes are throughout the four corners of the earth, but Judah would be the so-called American blacks today, the so-called African Americans today. It said Edom had dwelt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and had greatly offended and revenged themselves upon him. You see that? Slavery. Them putting us in slavery. Verse 13, it says, therefore, thus said the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom. You see that? It said, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Verse 14, the point. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. The Lord said, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. This slavery, man. It said, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. You see? Because of what they did to the Lord's chosen people, right? And they should do in the Israelites, right? It said, and they should do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fear, and they should know my vengeance, said the Lord Yahweh God. You see that? The Lord said He's gonna put His spirit in us, you know, to put these heathens in slavery and to do what the Lord wants us to do to them, man. And we know the Lord is pissed off with these Edomites, and the Lord said He's gonna put His anger in us, man. That is tough, man. So you just, boy, I can't even imagine what the fuck we're gonna do to you Edomites, man. Man, boy, the Lord said He's gonna put His spirit on us, His anger in us, man. And we know ain't nobody more pissed off than Yahweh, man. And Yahweh Shai as well, man. Ain't nobody more pissed off than them too, man. So just think about that, man. They go, woo, boy. It's gonna be a tough day to be an Edomite, man. I'd rather be a Hamite, a damn Canaanite or whatever. Just don't make me no fucking Edomite, man. But yeah, man, you know, the Lord, that's slavery, man. Matter of fact, let me go to the book of Revelation 2:26, verse 20. It's the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see that? Showing you that the Lord ain't dealing with all these nations. He's only dealing with the nation of Israel, man. You see that? He said, why would He give power over the nation that we all equal? That don't make sense. That's showing you that he only dealing with the nation of Israel, point blank, period, man. All right. Verse 27, it says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter should they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And he received His blessing in Psalms the 2nd chapter. You can read that, you know, when he said, because you know it was mentioned in Psalms the 2nd chapter. That's why he said, even as I received of my Father, because he received His blessing from His Father in Psalms the 2nd chapter, man. That's a beautiful chapter as well. But like I said, and he should rule them with the rod of iron. You see that? We're gonna rule these devils and these other heathen nations with a rod of iron, right? That's slavery, man. It said, as the vessel of potter should they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. You see that? We're gonna fuck these other nations up, man. Point blank, period, man. You see? So we'll close out with Isaiah 14, right? This is the book of Isaiah 14. It says, for the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, the 12 tribes, and set them in their own land, showing you that the people that's in that land now, not the true people, because the Lord said He was going to set us in that land, right? It says, and the strangers should be joined with them. Now, who are the strangers? The strangers are the Israelite foreigners, man. When you go into the Hebrew word for strangers, you know, it's going to say a foreigner, man. Right? It said, it's not, because you got nigga. I used to think this too. Don't get me wrong. I used to think this, but that's where the studying come in at, man. Because, you know, you got Israelites out here still thinking the strangers in this verse is actual strangers, actual heathen nations. No, because when you're reading in this context, it says, and set them in their own land, and the strangers should be joined with them. Now, what heathen nation is going to be joined with us, man? That's why you gotta read in the context. Those strangers are Israelite foreigners, man. Because there ain't no heathens finna be joined with us when we get in the kingdom, man. No. It said the strangers should be joined with them, and they should cleave to the house of Jacob. Verse 2, and the people should take them and bring them to their place. See, now this is talking about the heathens, right? Because we're gonna bring them to our place, right? Which now that's how we know in verse 1 it's not talking about actual heathens, because why would it repeat the same thing in the second verse? It just said, and set them in their own land. The stranger should rejoin with them. And then verse 2, it said, and the people should take them and bring them to their place. Why would it say the same thing? That's because the first verse is talking about the Israelite foreigners, and the second verse is talking about the actual heathens that's going to be brought into that place, which is Israel. So in verse 2, it says, and the people should take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel should possess. When you possess something, what does that mean? It means you own it. It says, in the house of Israel should possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh, right, which is Israel, for servants and handmaids, and they should take them captives, whose captives they were, and they should rule over their oppressors. You see that? That's slavery. You see that? The Lord said, for servants and handmaids. What is that? That's what we're doing right now. You see, we're gonna get these heathens for servants and handmaids, man. You see? And it says, and they should take them captives. It says, and they should take them captives, whose captives they were. And they should rule over their oppressors, man. You see that? And who was our oppressors? These Edomites, man. You know? We're going to rule over them in the kingdom, man. Call Allah Yahweh Shai. Verse 3, it says, and it should come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh should give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. You see that? The Lord going to redeem us out of that, man. And we're going to put these damn heathens into captivity, man. And we can't wait. You see? It was one more scripture I had. Oh, yeah, it's in Joel. I said I was going to close it out with that, but I'm going to close it out with Joel. It's Joel, the 3rd chapter. Joel, the 3rd chapter, and we're going to start at verse 4. No. Joel, the 3rd chapter is a good ass chapter, man. You really could start from the top, but I'm going to start it from verse 3. Joel 3:3, it says, and they have cast lots for my people, and had given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. You see that? They were, exchanging gifts, for the Israelites, man. Trading, basically, when, how can I put it? When Esau was trading, gunpowder and shit, to get us, man, with the Hamites and the Arabians, right? They was giving them gunpowder and shit like that, for us, man. It says, verse 4, it says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? All right, Tyre and Zidon represents the Hamites nations, right? It says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine, right? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? You see that? The Lord gonna recompense them for all the evil for all the shit they done to us, man. All the slavery, all the hell they put on us. The Lord gonna recompense that back on them, man. Right? Verse 5. Joel 3:5, it says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The Israelites, man. We're the Lord's silver and gold, man. You see? Matter of fact, even Adolf Hitler, what did he say in one of his quotes? He was like, I will start, roughly paraphrasing, he was like, I will start World War III because they took the Lord's, roughly, something, he was like, they took the Lord silver and gold, something like that he said, man. You see that? So we the Lord's silver and gold, man. Verse 6, the point. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, right? The southern and northern kingdom. It said Judah represents the southern kingdom and Jerusalem represents the northern kingdom, right? It said the children of also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. You see that? It's telling them what them Hamites and the Philistines, not the Philistines, the Palestine, right? It told them that they was gonna sell us into the Grecians, man. That's why I say in verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children also of Jerusalem, how ye sold into the Grecians. You see that? They sold those Hamites, they sold us into, the Grecians, which are the Edomites today, man. Right? It said that ye might remove them far from their borders. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jot down because the point is in verse. Matter of fact, the point is in verse 8, but I'll read 7 too. It says, behold, I will raise them out of their place, whether ye have sold them, and will return, showing that we scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It says, behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them. Because like I said, we scattered, man. It said, and will return your recompense upon your own head. So the Lord, what the Lord said in Galatians 6 and 7, the Lord is not mocked, man. You see? So the Lord gonna pay y'all for all the shit y'all done. And y'all trying to get so mad and trying to seem so innocent, but y'all gotta pay for what y'all did, man. We don't want to hear no damn crying. We did what we did, and we had to go through it, man. You see? But it says, verse 8, the point, it says, and I will sell your sons, and talking about the Edomites, it says, and I will sell and these other nations as well. It said, but mainly Esau, Edom, man. But it says, Salakia. The fuck? Oh, Salakia. Verse 8, it says, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabines and to the people far off, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. You see that? So we're going to get you other nations in slavery, man. You see? The Lord said, the shit y'all done to us, we're going to do to y'all, man. Lord going to recompense that shit y'all done to us to y'all, man. And that's only righteous, man. It's like that's only right, man. Right? The Lord let y'all have y'all little time. The Lord gonna let us have our time. But the only thing is, ours gonna be for eternity, man. But with that, I'm gonna end it. Lord willing, the video was edifying. I'm gonna close out with giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Shalom till next time. Shalom.